So, hello guys and welcome back, and hello if you are new. Long story short, I've moved house, hence you can see a different backdrop and a different sort of place that I'm going to be doing my reviews from now on. Perhaps one of the most unique bands to come out of Iceland. Their sound ranges from either Bruce Springsteen to Mayhem. And this week I'm at last going to be reviewing Solstafir's Endless Twilight of Codependent Love. Thematically, the album deals with the idea of our personal darkness, and one of the things that I did see in the promo notes was that the band are very open about mental health, particularly towards how men are feeling and, being able to speak to one another and not have it kind of be a bit of a stigma kind of thing, which I'm a very, very big believer in. And they describe this, mental health issue, depression, being a darkness that we all face. And quite honestly, I couldn't think of anything more appropriate for this year. Every single person I've spoken to in some form or another has experienced mental health and real difficulties in this year. And I'm 100%, part of that as well. So it's really interesting that the band are using this as a kind of canvas for this album. Perhaps the best way to describe Solstafir on this record is if High on Fire met Thin Lizzy by way of Seguros. The band might sing predominantly in Icelandic, but for me that doesn't detract from the vocal performance that we can see. And I think it's because there's so much emotion that are poured into those words that they kind of transcend the whole idea of what language is and really do create something that's very relatable. Even if you can't necessarily, determine what the lyrics are saying, you can understand what the singer is feeling. I think a great example is Rökkur. Gradually it increases in its intensity as you go through the track, and you can tell that these vocals are just kind of getting more and more and more animated to reflect that sense of emotion and pain. The band can become more of a blues outfit if they prefer, particularly on Alda Sindana. I think I've said that right. The guitar lines on that track are very, very blues oriented. And yet, as much as there, is a lot of sadness and anguish on this record, there are some really blissful moments, like for example on Til Mordar, which has that sense of, really relaxing kind of alpenglow that I love, really getting lost in, but does have this sort of positive light that bathes around it. Dionysus cleverly does channel that sort of black metal idea, but due to the guitar tones being kind of a little bit more fuzzy, it does retain that sense of blues to it. So you've got these two very different genres, but the band have basically taken little bits here and there from both of them to combine something that is just their sound. That's not to say that there aren't any riffs on this album. The album's closer, Ulfur, would definitely have something to say about that, as would the album's opener, Akeri. They're both really, really great tracks, and again, very much geared around the riff. And the band, I think, also have their foot dipped ever so slightly into the psychedelia pool, particularly on Ore. And, it may be because it's very close to blues, and this album for me really did remind me of a blues rock album. But then I like that. I like the fact that it is quite unpredictable, and that really Solstafir can kind of do whatever they want. Solstafir also, I think, rarely follow a path of traditional song structures, which again adds to their sense of the unique, but can also make it a little bit more difficult to really get into them. And for me, it took a while for me to kind of like get over this roadblock. The album is quite a big undertaking. You know, it's an hour and 3 minutes long. There's a lot to kind of unpack from that. But if you take the time and you really sit with it, there's a lot that you can really glean from this fantastic record. So I hope you guys enjoyed this album review in my brand new setting. Let me know what you guys have been enjoying, what you think of Solstafir's new album if you've listened to it. I hope you guys are staying safe with everything that's happening at the minute, and I will see you very, very soon for another album review. Take care, my friends.